Darlings, it's Madame Zezuba again with yet another penetrating and insightful reading for you. This time it's for all my lovely Sagittarians out there, my little horsey horsies, my little mares, my little foals, my little, what are they called? Stallions, of course, darling. Yes, all of you out there, darlings, my little Sagittarians. So as usual, we're going to be using the cards against humanity deck because of its penetrating insights and because they go where no other cards go. And we're just having a little shuffle here, shuffle. So, of course, if your sun or moon is in Sagittarius, or if you have a Sagittarian ascendant, or if you have any Sagittarians in your lives and you just want to have a better insight into what might be going on for them right now, this reading is for the week commencing December the 2nd, 2024. Of course, this is also a timeless reading, so of course, any time that these readings come to you or where you come to them, it means that that's the time that you're supposed to see them, and that's supposed to be the time when you get your very, very personal message. Now, of course, this is a general reading, so it only really applies to those things that apply to you. So obviously, if there's something that isn't resonating with you, feel free to throw it out, then that message is for someone else, but you might actually find eerily that the whole reading speaks to you. So I'm just having a little more shuffle, and now that we've had enough of the little shuffle, so now I can get this done, I'll just put the very special Zezuba spread. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and the 13th card, which is the culmination card. Alright, so let's start. We're looking at, there's a little jiggle there, I wonder what happened. Okay, so now we're going to turn over the first card, and the first card is the anchoring card. This gives us an idea of the background in which the reading is taking place, and the card reveals waking up half naked in a Macca's car park. Lately, what has happened is that you have revealed a part of yourself, probably to a significant person, or there has been a revelation to a significant person in a public area. An indiscriminate public area, because Macca's implies a very public place. This is not a private place. This is a public revelation, but only half naked. This means that not everything was revealed that could have been revealed, but there was enough revealed to reveal that perhaps the revelation was a little bit more revealing than what otherwise would have been desired in the situation. So somewhere there has been a revelation, but it has not been a complete revelation in a public area. Now, this is, of course, all about you, this reading. So we're looking at, this card will reveal your current state, who you are in this current state according to the current reading, and worshipping that pussy. I see. So what's happening here, darling, is that this either refers to a little pussycat, in which case, if you have a feline friend in your life, well then that's a very nice thing. We all need a feline friend in our lives who wouldn't like a little bit more pussy in their lives. However, darlings, worshipping that pussy implies possibly more that this card is meant to be taken metaphorically, and this is about a relationship in which the female element is really, really very strong and very, very focused, darlings. So we're looking at female energy. So we're looking at your own energy, whether you are a male or a female or otherwise. It's this feminine energy that's really being at the front forward. Whatever that feminine energy implies to you, then that's where it's at for you right now. But it's very positive energy because it's about worship. It might be inappropriate or appropriate worship. It depends on what the other cards reveal. But at the moment we're looking at a very positive energy, very focused towards the feminine energy. Now, in order to have reached this stage, there would have been certain negative energies present. So let's have a look at the possible negative energies in the past that might have alcoholism. Very, very interesting. So, there has been alcoholism in the past. There has been substances, legal substances, because alcohol is legal in most jurisdictions. Mainly in the Western world, of course, but it's also very restricted. But we're looking at an addiction issue here. We're looking at not necessarily alcohol, could be another legal chemical substance, maybe even prescription medication. But we're looking at a long, protracted addiction that is negatively impacted on the feminine energy. Now, this could necessarily be self-directed, or it could come from another source. We'll wait till the other cards reveal themselves. Now, in the past, there have also been positive energies that have revealed themselves. Let's have a look at this. Australia. Very, very interesting. The Great Southern Land. So, Australia represents the south. Something coming from the south. The south also represents the antipodes to many people. Of course, many people still call Australia home, so it might be very, very pertinent, this reading, to our Australian Sagittarians out there. But also, regardless of whether you come from, Australia represents wildness, it represents freedom, it represents the great outdoors, the outback, those endless spaces, darling, filled with animals that are trying to kill you all the time. However, it also represents stability. It also represents safety, in spite of the animals that are trying to kill you all the time. Okay, now, the other people elements in this reading refer to women in yogurt commercials. Again, we're looking at feminine energy. So, women in yogurt commercials. What does this mean? It's a very obscure card. One of the more obscure cards. But we can gain an idea that women in yogurt commercials are usually women that are very healthy, very slim, very young, or young at heart, very satisfied. Every time they take a spoonful of that yogurt, you can see that they have this certain satisfaction that no other thing besides yogurt can bring them. This is about commercialism. This is also about consumerism, but it's also about people being very satisfied with their lifestyle. Australia, the great outback. This is very positive, except for this alcoholism. One would imagine that this is about pleasures that are being taken perhaps a little too far, and as a result, certain revelations have been revealed, but not in their entirety in a public place. So the reading, of course, begins to reveal itself a little bit more. Now, in the current situation, what these half-revealed revelations and this perhaps a little bit overly self-satisfied lifestyle is leading inevitably to battlefield amputations. I see. This is very, very serious, darling. It means that the halcyon days, the days of wine and roses, the days of pleasure and freedom and self-indulgence might be coming to a close. There might be battlefield. There is a battlefield. There are arguments that will result as a result of these revelations. There will be amputations. Now, the amputations might be a good or a bad thing, because battlefield amputations are normally not the most positive things in the world, because they imply something that has been injured beyond repair and that needs to go in order to save a life. I think this is what's happening here, darling, that as a result of these half revelations, there will be arguments, and as a result, there will be things that are revealed that cannot be fixed and will need to be removed from your life in order for your life to continue more wholesomely, but very much related to the fact that these revelations took place as a result of perhaps a little bit too much self-indulgent pleasure seeking. Now, if things continue as they are, the negative outcome is going to be goblins, yes. More people getting involved in this process, more people sticking their noses into this situation, more people becoming involved in perhaps what they shouldn't be involved with. This is not something that's going to be easily contained, darling. This is going to have ramifications. However, there could also be very positive things that come out of this. And at the moment, if nothing changes, is a ball of earwax, semen and toenail clippings. Now, what do these mean? These are the excretions of the body, darling. These are things that are coming out of the body. These are things that are coming as a result. I mean, all of these all of these various substances have a function. So what we're looking, though, is a combination, a ball of earwax, semen and toenail clippings. Very unusual combination of excretions that come out. What I'm getting out of this, darling, is that out of these revelations will come more revelations. They will not necessarily be polite revelations or nice revelations, not the sort of things that nice people talk about usually. And unfortunately, this is just something that we're going to have to deal with. Now, Spirit is going to ask you to become a changed person as a result of this. So let's have a look at the change card for yourself, darling. And that is the Hemsworth brothers. Masculine energy again. Perhaps a little bit of sibling rivalry here showing up. Perhaps also solidarity, darling, as a fraternal solidarity, I think, all in the same field of, also, this is very interesting, the Australian aspect coming through again. The Hemsworth brothers, I think, in this position means that Spirit is calling upon you to perhaps look at your siblings, your brothers and also sisters, darling, because this is a masculine energy, but doesn't necessarily mean masculine people. If you are a woman who has only sisters, or if you have a woman who has brothers, this reading, I think, is calling upon you to call upon your fraternal elements. Whether you are a man or a woman, or masculine fraternal energies. People who are on the same wavelength as you, darling. Also people that are perhaps in the same field of endeavour, same field professionally. So this could also be referring to people in your workplace with whom you have a very fraternal relationship, darling. I think that's what's going to come up with this. Something about the revelations is going to need you to call upon this sort of energy, these sorts of people to help you through it, darling. Now, this, of course, is going to cause some blowback. There will be changes in other people around you as a result of this, and this will be looking into a mirror, applying the lipstick, and whisper, tonight you will have sex with Tom Cruise. Now, this is very interesting, because it is highly unlikely that this is a literal interpretation of the cards, because after all, how many of us know Mr. Cruise, or what he might be doing, or whether he even really wants to have sex with us or not. But what's looking at here is that we're looking at people are going to be looking at you and maybe thinking that you are perhaps thinking above your station, darling, or perhaps above what is realistic for you. But I think what's going to happen is that there will be a revelation. This will lead to an insight that will be further clarified by people who are in the same professional area as you, or people who are your equals in fraternity, darling, masculine energy. But the blowback will from other people will be that people will be looking at your changed self and thinking that you have maybe moving beyond what you're allowed to be or allowed to do, darling. But never mind. What's going to happen here is that there will be an ultimate result, but we're not ready to reveal that yet. What's going to happen here first, darlings, is that we're going to look at the energies that are going to support the change in you that will come as a result of the revelations. Seeing Grandma naked. Now that's very interesting, darling, because what we're looking at is that these revelations will there's a lot of family in this spread at the moment. So seeing Grandma naked is really about seeing your parental figures or people or senior people in authority in a new light, seeing them to be their true selves, and in the revelation of that true self is a positive energy towards the change that you make again. So not only are you being called upon, I think, to become to bring out your inner Hemsworth brothers, but you also, as a result, using the revelation of seeing Grandma naked in her fullness, in her full natural self, au naturel, seeing those senior energies being given greater expression, darling, is because they're going to reveal things to you that you haven't seen before, but they're going to be good things, darling. These are going to be good revelations, darling. And then finally, let's have a look at this other positive aspect, other positive energies that might be working in your favor. Menstrual rage. I think, darling, that in all these revelations there will be some anger, darling. Menstrual rage, again, a female energy, but even if you're a male, a person of shall we say, more male orientations or male persuasions or male biology. We're looking at the sort of rage that comes. There's a hormonal aspect to this, darling. There's a sort of the juices of life flowing within you, trying to express themselves angrily, but in a very positive way. This is positive anger. This is healing anger, darling. That will help you move beyond this feeling that other people are going to try, these limitations that other people are going to try to put on you, darling. And the end result, of course, of all of this, darling, is going to be this: the patriarchy. This is very, very interesting. The patriarchy. Normally it's considered a bad thing, especially in response to a feminine energy. But here we're looking at what's happening is a confrontation, perhaps a very positive confrontation with men in positions of power, darling. So what's really happening is here, I think that we're looking upon people, and I think that are going to be resisting you. But if you get in touch with your anger, and if you're looking at things in their true truth, darling, if you're looking at seeing grandma naked, then all of these negative goblins, people, and all of these things that are coming out of you, darling, all mixed up and will be focused into a patriarchy. Now, darling, this does not necessarily mean men in power, darling. It means a more masculine, assertive energy in a position of power. But this is you, darling. You becoming the patriarchy, not necessarily in a negative sense, darling. This is not you in a sense that perhaps that you are going to join the baddies, darling. No, this is more about you coming into your power. This is you coming into your power in a way that is assertive and it is dominant without being necessarily domineering. If you catch my drift, I think you do. So, darling, this is a very positive idea. It's really about, I think, ultimately a revelation in a public place. There has been an addiction, too much of good living that has necessitated things to be removed in order to maintain the integrity. Yet there has also been other things coming out of the situation. You're being called upon to find strength through others who are at your same social level and maybe also involved in the same creative endeavors or same part of life as you. This will lead to people moving against you, thinking that you're right, that your new ideas are above your station again, darling. But when you look at the past, and if you look at the people in your past, especially people in authority, and you see them for who they really are, and you get in touch with whatever anger arises out of that, what will end up being is that you will find a new level of power within yourself and a new way of asserting yourself in life and a new way of being in the world. I hope this has been of help, darlings. I hope that this has provided revelation for you, as we so often need guidance in our lives. So for all our beautiful Sagittarians, our little horsey horses, our little stallions and mares and our foals and foalets, darlings, I hope this has been of help for you. Bye now, until next time, from Madame Zezuba.